Buenas noches. Welcome back to another episode of the BPM podcast, your favorite podcast in the world. And we're back with another episode of incredible content. Because I don't know, every time I jump on the mic, I know sort of what I'm going to talk about, but at the same time, I don't know in what order or what I'm exactly going to talk about. Once I start rolling, it's chicken time. I bought this chicken at a party store, and something took over me, and we named him Pancho. All right, me and the kids named him Pancho, and it's a fucking just a. I'm so dumb because I bought it and I was like, why am I buying this fucking chicken? And my daughter's like, Dad, you really buying that chicken? I'm like, yes, let my inner child heal, girl. I never had toys, and this is not a toy. This is a fucking annoying. It, they used it to scare me so many times. Pancho scared me sometimes. Two times yesterday. Just yesterday was two times, and I was like, I fucking froze because I wasn't expecting that. And then it laughs. This chicken laughs. Ain't that right, Pancho? Say hi to YouTube, Pancho. Chicken a su madre todos, perros. Pancho's part of the BPM cast now. He's going to be joining us every episode. When I say something outlandish, I'm just going to bring him out, and he's going to be my moderator. Like I was saying, I don't know what order I'm going to be doing the podcast, and I like having that freedom to I don't have a set thing to talk about. There's a few things that that are like in the back of my mind when it comes to making the podcast, right? As I sit down and go in my brain of what the topic is, and the topic is somewhat relevant to the month, obviously. Um, I've asked this question numerous times, and I ask it in a way that it might not seem like it's a setup, but it is a setup because you kind of have to set up people to give you a truthful answer to the question you're asking. I've asked a couple people, or numerous people, let's say numerous people, do you celebrate St. Patty's Day? And the response is yes. And I follow up with, how do you celebrate St. Patty's Day? And they're like, well, green stuff, green beer, corned beef and potatoes, corned beef, cabbage, and potatoes. The normal, go out partying, beads, green attire. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Do you like celebrating? And I continue to ask, like, do you like celebrating St. Patty's? Like, oh yeah, it's super fun. It's once a year. You could get drunk, and you could get specials on drinks at the bar, and then it seems like it's a fun drinking day for most Americans. And then I follow up with this one: do you celebrate BHM, Black History Month? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why not? And the blank face tells me everything. That they don't see it as a holiday. They don't see it as a celebration. They don't appreciate the the entire month of February. Um, and it's oddly interesting to see the the response they want to give me, but they don't. I don't know the response they're trying to give me, but the simple fact that I set up a holiday which is a non-American holiday. I guess it's American if you're American Irish. It is, but it is originally from Ireland. Uh, Come to find out that Irish and Mexicans have this bond um, when it comes to being oppressed and fighting and all sorts of different things. That's why we have redheaders in Mexico. We have Canelo, one of the most famous redheaded, right? He's got to have some type of Irish blood in him. Not completely sure because he is fucking redheaded and white, but he's Mexican as fuck. But setting up the that question, my true question is trying to find out if America celebrates Black History Month or non African Americans celebrate Black History Month. And there's got to be a few people they do celebrate it, that they do things for the community. They do however they want to celebrate it. Throw a party. It's a celebration. It's not like you're supposed to like, bow down and like, I'm sorry for what happened 600 years ago. It's not that. It's a celebration of we're moving forward little by little. Yeah, has it been tough? Has it been a struggle? Yes, but every battle that's worth fighting is going to be a struggle. But most Americans, especially the millennial type, in some shape or form, do not. Maybe Gen Z is a different category, but millennials are still, part of the old school mentality. We're the last ones to be like, we're old school. I was born in the 80s. I'm a 90s baby. We still have that old school mentality. Well, most of millennials. Or not even, it's not even an open mentality to like accept change, accept other cultures, accept other foods, other types of dress. I'm telling you right now, I judge everyone the same. Everyone. No one's safe from the fucking, you know, from the smoke. No one's safe. You come at me, I let you come at me, and if everybody, there's free smoke for everybody. Let's say that. When it's funny. And if you're trying to hurt somebody's feelings, that's another story. If you're trying to be a dickhead when it comes to other races and other cultures, then that's not cool. But if it's fun, I'm all for it. Make fun of me, call me whatever. There's nothing you can call me in the book. You can call me beaner, wetback, tacuache, all of these things. And none of that affects me. None of it. Because your perception of me is not who I am. But sometimes the perception you have of other people is who they value themselves as. And that gets iffy, right? You got to know where you pick your battles. If you're talking about, let's say you're talking about someone's sexuality, that's different. Someone's ethnicity is still kind of, the stereotypes are still there and they're never going to fail. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about. But to go back and circle back into like why people do not celebrate Black History Month is because what I think, they don't see it as a way to celebrate. Like they do Cinco de Mayo. There's a small town in Mexico that celebrates Cinco de Mayo, and that's the town Puebla, because that was the battle that was fought 300 years ago, where the Frenchmen came in and a group of 300 farmers or what have you defeated the army in the town of Puebla. That's Cinco de Mayo. That begins the battle for Mexico's. This turned into a fucking history class. Damn, that's so lame. But Americans like Cinco de Drinko, margaritas and chips and salsa, right? And they put sombreros on, and people get offended. They are not Mexicans. They're like, some Mexicans get offended by like a culture appropriation. Appropriation? Yeah, I think that's the word. If not, comment down below how I'm supposed to say that word, right? You don't even wear a sombrero. You're Mexican and you're getting offended by other. You know what I get offended by? When Mexicans wear the same type of clothes all around. From the vest, the puffy vest, to like the hats with the animal print on it, the fucking bedazzled jeans, the square boots, right? When every single Mexican looks the same and you can pick him out of a lineup and be like, who's Mexican here? Are you like that guy wearing that fucking puffy ass vest, and he's got a walkie talkie and he's got one of those Edgar cuts. That I'm a be yourself. Don't follow the fucking trends and be like, oh, those jeans look cool. I'm gonna go buy some. That I don't understand, and that bothers me. Like that, all these people think they're special, but they dress like everybody else. Find your own fucking journey, your own route. Don't be like everyone else. Be normal. Don't be a follower. Don't be a leader with that mentality. You're not a leader. You're just a follower. But it's okay. That's where you feel safe. It's a sense of community and being dressed like your cousins and your uncles and everyone's dresses the same. That's okay. But don't pretend that you're offended by a white lady wearing a sombrero on Cinco de Mayo. Okay? Just tone it down. And the fact that Americans don't celebrate Black History Month, it's like I'm still trying to decide where's the ball at in this. Where's the gap in the communication leading to fuck it, let's throw a big big party, invite everybody, or this the first Friday of the month, but we celebrate Valentine's Day instead. Valentine's Day takes the whole cake for the entire month. And Black History Month barely gets mentioned. Yeah, it gets ads from woke companies, celebrate Black History Month, but they won't hire a black executive. They won't hire the NFL doesn't even have a black owner. They barely have some coaches. It was a big deal during the Super Bowl. Two black quarterbacks going against each other. This is the first time ever in the NFL. Oh, really? But that's how you include them? Like, this is how I feel about this. America is where it's at because of the free labor they put in. America wouldn't be this fast of a growing nation without that free labor. I say what I say and do what you want with it. But remember, we are here in this great nation thanks to those people that worked for free against their will. And I'm not trying to sound like this activist or nothing. And I think I'm talking about this because I'm helping my daughter write this Malcolm X piece for a presentation for school. And I was stoked about it because we went through list of black people that were leaders in their community. They were actors and astronauts, or the singers, the entertainers, all these people. And then we went, and I asked her, I was like, what do you want to do? Who do you want to talk about in the class? Do you want to talk about entertainment, activist? I had to explain to her what was an activist, a celebrity, an athlete, engineer, a doctor. What do you want to do? And she goes, activist. Then I asked her, why? She goes, because they matter, because they are strong. This is a 10-year-old giving me a shock. She's like, those people speak for the people that are scared to talk. And I was like, damn. This is a different breed of human being that understand what's going on. Sort of understand. Doesn't understand what's going on, but can see through the BS of life, right? And the fact that maybe this is why I'm talking about it, because it's fresh in my mind and we're talking about it, and she's got a big presentation next week, and I'm stoked because she's printed so many pictures, so many articles. She's highlighting stuff, putting stuff down on a board. Happy. But Valentine's takes the cake for the month of February. And that shouldn't be the case, because Valentine fucking sucks. It's a made-up date to move flowers and chocolate. Why? We don't know. I can't even have chocolate because it's got milk in it, and I'll shit my pants because I'm lactose intolerant. Thanks to that fucking diet I did 3 years ago. I went on this stupid diet, And boy, I haven't been the same since. I gained all the weight plus some more, and I lost the ability to eat cheese. And I love cheese. I fucking hate cheese quesadillas because I hate a grilled cheese. It's just cheese and bread. Go fuck yourself. Nobody cares about that. I know they're going to. Cheese quesadillas, grilled cheese with no protein in them, can go kick rocks. Put some chicken in it, some pork, some carne asada, some al pastor, some lengua. Then we'll talk about it. Don't give me none of that. No, just cheese. No. Nobody likes that stuff. And if you do, you need to go see a doctor today. All right? It's like eating chicken wings with ranch. I can't even have ranch or blue cheese dressing, but guess what? If I'm eating wings, I'll take the L. There's no way I'm not at least one wing dipping in that blue cheese. I love blue cheese, and I can't even have blue cheese. Blue cheese on a steak, blue cheese on a burger. Dude, the best thing ever. The bluer, the better. So, fuck with blue cheese and it'll change your life. Fucking with that American cheese. Get out of here. Or that Monterey and cheddar jack quesadillas. Get out of here. A quesadilla is Oaxaca cheese and beans. That's a real quesadilla. On flour tortillas with beans on both sides and a spicy ass salsa. That's a quesadilla, not that Taco Bell shit you eating. All right? Sorry. But I just went on a fucking... Sorry. But hey, they're not told enough. These kids are not told enough. Like, oh, I love me a tomato soup with a cheese sandwich. What? Who fucking hurt you? Why are you eating like an animal? Leave that stuff alone. And that's why I'm talking about, hey, he needs to come in because I'm a little excessive right now. Pancho, keep your fucking eyes on me, boy. You know, Pancho is part of the team now. You want to send Pancho some money? Holla at your boy. You know, Pancho needs a new drip. But what I'm saying is, like, it is, and I haven't really thought about why Americans don't celebrate it. Is it because they want to not shine a line on successful African Americans? Is it because they're scared that the pie is not big enough for everybody? Is it because they don't like them? They can't stand them. They don't do business with them. They don't appreciate them. They don't. But how can you not appreciate rap and like Denzel Washington and all these like great actors and singers and rappers and all this shit? How? From the bottom of the barrel to the top of the mountain. Isn't that what America stands for? The comeback story. That like he was down on his luck, he fucking put his nose to the grindstone and kept on moving, and look at him now. Isn't that something to applaud? Right? But we all should celebrate Black History Month. However you want to celebrate it. Throw a party, you know. Drink some malt liquor. Not trying to be funny. Just do something that... But Cinco de Mayo is tequila margaritas, and that's supposed to be racist. But if I say... This is where it bothers me. Like, cause if I say it, I was like, hey, throw a party, you know, cook some black food. Whatever that entitles. Could be ribs, could be collard greens, could be, you know, sweet potato pie. That's just legit. Cook things that black people enjoy as a culture. But it's racist if I say it. But if every other race goes out on Cinco de Mayo and drinks tequila and eats burritos and tacos, it's okay. That's perfectly fine. Well, let me tell you something. No, it's not fine. We should be able to talk about each other's cultures with no repercussions of, oh, that's racist. No, it's not. Am I being negative towards a race? Then that's racist. If I'm just talking facts, it's facts. Do you agree with the facts? No, that's you. That's not me. That's you. There's this whole thing that like black people can't swim. There's this whole thing that Mexicans can swim. They call us wetbacks, dude. What? Where is the disconnect? I'm not trying to be like divisive here. I'm trying to unite people and laughter and make fun of each other's cultures and everything. But can we just celebrate Black History Month? Or can we just celebrate Black History? Fuck the month. They gave them a whole month. It's cool. No, we don't have a whole month. That's cool. A whole month. You need it. You put in the work. You don't deserve it. You earned it. Simple as that. But like, there's like stereotypes, right? We have stereotypes, and I'm gonna run you down the stereotype of society through the classes. At the very top, we have the Whitexicans, right? Those are the Mexicans. They are light skinned, usually colored eyed, and they're rich. Right next to that is the brown Mexicans. And the brown Mexicans have categories. We have the guy that chooses to do sports, very like Canelo Alvarez. He fits. It's a weird. He fits in both of those categories. The Whitexican and the guy that was poor, but decided to do sports and overcame poverty through sports, through fucking punching people in the face. Then you have the brown people. They like certain type of music, listen to certain type of, they dress a certain way, like the cowboys of Mexico, but like with a little flair of like American culture haircuts. You know what I'm talking about. And then you have like the crazy cholos, right? The ones that are like from Mexico, but they dress baggy like cholos from the U.S., like gangbangers, like Mexican gangbangers from the U.S. You have all those stereotypes, and they all have their own little subworlds. They all listen to this music. They don't fuck with that crowd. Well, the top crowd doesn't fuck with anybody. They only fuck with each other. And if you're lucky enough to be in that category, and if you're from the other categories, they know you are poor. They know you're not up to their level. So they'll treat you just like that. There's racism in Mexico. If you don't believe me, go to Netflix en Español, netflix.com.mx, and you'll see every show in Spanish has one or two brown people in it. And it's always been like that. Now with the internet, it's a little different, right? But if you're getting casted on a big soap opera or on a big movie, Mexican made, one or two brown people, the rest of them are white. And that's always been the case. But the next holiday is St. Patty's Day, which I'm going to circle this and finish this topic because I'm getting worked up because Chicken is looking at me like, what the fuck is going on? Right? The Irish and the Mexican have this bond because in the 1840s, where the Mexican-American War was being fought, Irish left Ireland because of the massacre or the what's it called? The killings of Irish people by I don't know who. I think I might be forgetting who. They left, landed in the U.S. They got treated like shit, so they joined the army, and then they went to fight the Mexican War, and then they realized, like, oh, what the fuck's going on? So they jumped board and started fighting alongside with the Mexicans to defeat the American army, and that's why St. Patty's is celebrated in Mexico too. Boom. Known fact. Did you know that St. Patty's is celebrated in Mexico? I didn't know. I had to fucking, now I know why. But that's the end of that. I hope I don't hope anything actually. Just listen to it and have your own process through through everything I just said. the type of Mexican that I don't understand, it's the one that it's outraged by other cultures using his Mexican culture. But he shops at Macy's. He drives a American made car, lives in America, um, doesn't speak Spanish, chooses not to speak Spanish, but yet somehow he is virtually signaling his anger towards other cultures using his culture. Because you got lucky and you were born with it. You were born with the culture you were born with. But where did the ball drop and it became wrong to appreciate other cultures, to embrace other cultures, food, music, uh, language, right? Why is it so bad to like, if I speak for myself, which I'm going to do, I enjoy Puerto Rican music. I enjoy Puerto Rican culture. I've listened to their music for over 20 years. It comes on from merengue, salsa, reggaeton, and every aspect of it. I enjoy it. I listen to it. I know some of the culture. I know some of the history behind it because I was invested in learning about the music because the music is the catalyst for everything. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna try Puerto Rican food. And I tried mofongo, arroz con andules. I was like, what? This is fucking amazing. Culantro. I was like, god damn, this is so similar to our food, but with their obviously what they had in hand. Plátanos. Plátanos is so fucking like tostones. Oh my god, can't even begin, right? But that's my love for another culture. Instead of like fighting the feeling that other people are trying to learn about your culture through your food, through your music, through your attire, through your how you talk, how you dress, let it happen. Don't you want your culture to reach the very last place on earth? There's fucking Chinese, Japanese people dressed like cholos from LA. And they're not angry about it. They're like, fuck yeah, dude, look at fucking Homoyoko over there is all gangstered out. And he don't even speak Spanish and he's listening to like, he doesn't even speak English and he's like listening to like Little Cap G or like Home Thugs and like some I don't even know the fucking the homies music because it's not for me. That music is made for the people that are born here through their Mexican ancestors. That music is made for them to understand what the struggle is. My music is all over the place, but that's cool. I don't hate on that music. I just don't like it. So I don't consume and I don't hate it. I just let it move on. It's not for me. But that's the person I don't understand. The person that chooses to be angry about other people trying to embrace their culture when they don't embrace it themselves. I don't give a fuck if the whitest person or the blackest person, the yellowest person tries to be Mexican. Good for them. That's who they want to be. Good for you. Good for you, my friend. Let me tell you something, okay? Because there's nothing better than finding what you like in life. Most people go through life not knowing who they are, what they like, and that's gotta be shitty. Can you imagine waking up at 37 years old and be like, I don't know what I like. I know I like music, but that's about it. But I'm only gonna date inside my culture because I don't know. It's just it is what it is. And you ask them, hey, what's your passion about? I don't know. What's your hobbies like? I don't have any. I like drinking. I was like, that's not a hobby, dude. Drinking is not a hobby. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Good for you. Find what you like. If you want to be fucking Russian, Ukrainian, Chinese, Indonesian, Canadian, you could be anything in the world. So it is part of the message. And I got myself riled up real quick right there. So I apologize, and I hope you enjoy this content, and I hope you share this podcast with your friends, your family, your loved ones, or even the people you don't like. Just fucking, airdrop it. I've been airdropping my thumbnails at the grocery store. Just fucking, I open my pictures, and whoever's I get denied all the time, but whoever's in line, airdrop, and I just like pretend I'm like, nothing's happening. And they'll see it and they're like, oh. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So with that, my friends, stay aboard. Stay on duty. But most happily, fucking stay smiling. Because nobody likes a sad person. Because that ain't your army. Play us.